Tesla's $2.5 billion acquisition in 2016 of SolarCity, and whether that was a good idea for investors. Elon Musk has been testifying there, which has been quite interesting. And our Dan Howley is here to talk to us about it. Obviously, Musk has an interesting role in all of this. He was chairman of the two companies at the time, right? And I think his brother was on the board of SolarCity. The people who have brought the suit have complained that this was a bailout. What could the outcome mean either way for him?
Yeah, it's interesting because the amount that he purchased, or the amount that he owned on both sides, was around 20% for Tesla and SolarCity. So he's essentially saying that he didn't gain or lose anything here when Tesla had purchased SolarCity for that $2.5 billion. But what could happen if he wins is obviously things are just, continue as they are. But if he loses, he may end up having to cover that 2.5 billion or $2.5 billion for the purchase of SolarCity, paying it to Tesla. So it wouldn't go to any shareholders in particular. It would just go to Tesla itself, which Elon Musk is a huge shareholder of. So to a degree, yes, he's getting a haircut on that 2.5 billion, but he's also going to kind of benefit from it to a degree. So it's kind of strange how this all works out. But as you said, his brother Kimball was on the board of SolarCity. It was founded by his cousins, and people have said that there was really no intrinsic value to SolarCity. In fact, I was speaking with Dan Ives over at Wedbush, and he had basically said it's still a head scratcher that the company Tesla had gone and gotten SolarCity, and it could be a black eye for Elon Musk, but not necessarily Tesla, just because it's not really what's under fire here. It's more about Musk, and if he kind of forced people on Tesla's board to agree to purchase SolarCity. So obviously there's a lot of moving pieces here. I think, when all is said and done, we'll have to obviously see the outcome, but I don't think it's going to necessarily hurt Musk in the long term. He's regularly trading places with Jeff Bezos as the richest person in human history. So I think that's something that's important to point out here, that $2 billion, yes, sounds like a lot of money to us, but is really kind of a drop in the bucket to him to a degree. So I think that's going to be something that's interesting to watch, how he directly responds. And again, that $2 billion plus will go to Tesla, not the shareholders. So to a degree, it is helping Musk in the end.
It's so interesting because we talk about Tesla, we cover the earnings. We don't ever talk about SolarCity, even though it's a part of the company, because it isn't a terribly successful part of the company. I guess you could argue there are synergies. I know people, for example, who own Teslas, who power their houses with SolarCity solar, so that they're sort of grid neutral, if you will. But it hasn't necessarily turned out to be a super profitable bet for Tesla.
No, and there's been issues with SolarCity's products, right? There's issues with fires. I think Walmart had a big issue with them when they tried to install on their roofs. The original idea when Musk brought out kind of the layout of what SolarCity was supposed to provide was these kinds of solar panels that look like roofing tiles, like high-end roofing tiles, and they were supposed to be able to stand up to hail and that I guess maybe errant birds that decide to crash into your roof or something. But they're designed to look like actual roof tiles. And, I think the reality is we're not seeing that quite yet. And it isn't, what Musk had promised. Although, at this point, he really does overpromise so much that you got to take what he says with a grain of salt to a degree. So I think that that's something that people need to look at when they think about SolarCity as a whole. But really, Musk is kind of positioning this as, look, I want this to be more of an electrification company rather than just Tesla as a solar company. And, their battery storage units have been doing well, right? The actual storage of the energy is doing well, but those solar panels just aren't. So, I think it's important to kind of look at Tesla now, not just as the car company, though it is primarily a car company, but as a broader technology company in the kind of renewable energy space.